Okay, well then I had x, and then I had parentheses 14 minus 2x, and then 30 minus 3.
Okay. That's better. Okay, I didn't multiply it up. So
I was like, I didn't multiply that right.
so let's see. 30 times 14. Okay, that's really 427. Minus 28. Okay, so after you multiplied it all out, you got what?
I got x and 5, and then I had 420 minus 28x minus 60x plus 4x squared.
Okay, and so at the end you have what?
4x cubed minus 80x squared,
88.
88,
Okay.
plus 420x.
Okay, that's right. So then when you take the derivative, what did you get?
12x squared minus 176x plus 420.
Okay, that's right.
And then I took out a 4 to do the quadratic formula.
Okay, so you have 3x squared. What? Minus 44x plus 150.
I had minus 45x.
Plus 105. Should be 44. 176 divided by 4 is 44.
Yeah.
And then you had 105?
Yeah.
Okay. So that could affect it quite a bit. And what did you guys have for number 2?
50 by 100.
Sorry.
Yes, good. Okay. We're going to talk about, before we look at the rest of those, we're going to talk about profit. This is dying, so hopefully it lasts long enough. Okay. So add those onto your notes, and then we'll talk about number 4, which was about profit. Be right back.
They probably do the same.
Yeah, they probably do. But when do we have one class?
Because we'll get back and then they want to give us time to eat lunch and do our hair and get ready for that.
Okay.
We don't have
I
rehearsal.
was gonna say it's kind of surprising.
We don't have rehearsal all week.
She must have liked the run through, because if it was like really bad, she probably would have.
Well, I don't think she's here this weekend on Friday.
What time?
I didn't see her yesterday.
I didn't do that.
Okay. You guys remember talking about this in econ?
What?
Do you remember talking about it in econ? Marginal analysis?
We didn't have marginal analysis,
No?
but we had revenue and profit.
I don't even remember much of econ.
I don't blame you. It is important, but, so, the reason why the derivative works here, the marginal analysis, is that, we're not just finding the profit, we're finding how much does the profit change, right? And so that's the change of the function, so that's the slope of the profit function. And so, the reason why marginal profit is important is because, if we produce, they're trying to figure out how much more money they can they make if they sell one more item. Because it depends on, is there like a certain number of items that they make, if they go over it by that much, is their cost gonna go up by a lot, or something like that. So, that's why we are using the derivative, because we're finding the slope of the profit function. And so to find the maximum profit, we're going to find where the marginal profit is 0. Okay? And so that would be where if they sold an additional item, they wouldn't make any additional money because the cost would balance out with the amount that they made. Does that make sense? So we're gonna write a function by getting the revenue minus the cost to get the profit, and then we'll take the derivative of that. So we're just gonna do number 4 that's on your worksheet. And this is about to die, so I'm just gonna do it on the board. Okay, so a company has started selling a new type of smartphone at the price of $160 minus 10 cents X, where X is the number of smartphones manufactured per day. The parts for each smartphone cost $70, and the labor and overhead for running the plant costs $5,000 per day. How many smartphones should the company manufacture and sell per day to maximize the profit? So what do I have here?
cost C of X is 5,070.
$70, what?
5,070?
Okay,
No.
the 5,000 and the 70 are separate because it's $70 for each smartphone. So if X is the number of smartphones, I should just say phones. I keep calling it a smartphone. So it'd be 70X plus 5,000 is just in general. It doesn't matter how many phones that they make, it's gonna cost them that much per day. Okay, and what else do we do? What's the revenue?
160 minus 0.18.
Okay, so the profit, and that's actually the revenue for one smartphone. So the revenue for X smartphones would be that times X. That's the price of one smartphone. Where X is the number of smartphones that are manufactured. So the P of X, the profit, is going to be the revenue. So this minus the cost. And what is the domain of that function going to be? How many phones could they potentially make? It's a bit of a trick question. Has to be more than 0, right? But there's really no limit. I mean, they could make as many as they want. But it will have to be a positive number. Okay, so let's write out P of X, multiplying it out, combining like terms and all of that. Right? So you guys get negative 0.1x squared plus 90x minus 5,000. Yes, and then we'll find the derivative of that. Set that equal to 0. And so x will equal
450.
450. Good. Okay. Questions? No? Alright, so why don't you guys do 3 and 5 and we'll check your answers on that. So you have to draw the picture yourself. Pictures. Let me know if you have any questions.